Hey YouTube, it's Emma Blue Eyes 10 here, and boy, it's been a while since I've done a video, I have to admit. Anyway, this is the long-awaited Blue Eyes Dragons deck update. You're probably wondering why the heck it's taking so long, and only like, what, 2 days before the tournament? Well, I thought a day and a half was bad of editing the deck. Try a month. I'm not kidding. It's taken me a month to edit the deck. I mean, the only way I can describe it really is that once I worked out one kink in the deck, another appeared, which caused problems, and I had to work that out, and it was really difficult trying to find the perfect balance of what I actually needed for the deck and everything, that I kind of began to lose focus of what I wanted the deck to do, which wasn't good. So yeah, but anyway, big shout out to these people for helping me out with the deck. Links for their channels are down below. Go and subscribe to them. Thank you so much everybody for all the help in your deck and with the deck and everything. I mean, I really couldn't have done it without you. So big shout out to Darkrotition84, Darknessl 1989, Scapegoat User, Kalo Shade, Chris Anime Guy, and some guys from the locals as well, like Drew Monroe, Dave, Sandy Smith, Kevin. Just all of you guys, thank you so much for all the help you've given me on the deck, and yeah, I think I finally got it sorted now, so yeah, well, big shout out to you guys, thank you so much for everything. So yeah, anyway, okay, let's get on with the deck review, shall we, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have been wanting to see what the deck's been doing. Now, I'm going to warn you, there's been a lot of changes to say the least, so might as well start, okay? Obviously start off with my absolute favourite, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. The main strategy of the deck, this is the win condition of the deck, to get her out of the field powered up as much as possible. She can only be summoned by sacrificing a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon I control. Her attack increases for 300 points for every dragon that's in my graveyard, and she's immune to targeting effects, which is pretty cool. And favourite card in the game, favourite monster, of course I'm going to use her and everything, so yeah. Next we have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, and yes, these are the gold rare versions. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did explain when I first got these. I got myself new card sleeves. They're the same Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon ones, but I got new card sleeves. But unfortunately, my old Blue Eyes cards, which are pretty battered and I've had for quite a while, basically in the deck, you could see where the Blue Eyes were. And of course, the guys at the tournament and that don't mind, you know, me using my old Blue Eyes and everything, but technically that's apparently a form of cheating, you know, stacking cards or whatever. So I thought, well, just to be on the safe side, I'd swap the Blue Eyes for the 3 gold ghost ones, because I think the ghost rare looks really awesome. You know, just to be on the safe side so that you can't see where the Blue Eyes cards are either or anything like that. But anyway, it's a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. No Blue Eyes deck should be without 3 Blue Eyes at least. You know, it's a signature card of Kaiba. Next we have 3 Baby Bluey Willies! Or the White Snow Legend, as you like to call it. Level 1 light tuner type monster. When it's sent to the graveyard, automatically I can add a Blue Eyes White Dragon in my hand, so it's a pretty cool combo card for Blue Eyes. Next we have 1 Alexandrite Dragon as a 2000 attack level 4 beat stick, just to run over a lot of commonly played monsters, things like Quackamiru Draco or Thunder King, a lot of the Insectors and stuff like that, so yeah. Next, 2 Quackamiru Draco. This card is a really good anti-meta in that it stops the special summons of light and dark monsters, so Tour Guide plays, nope. Some Insector plays, nope. Some wind-up plays, nope, not allowed when Quackamiru Draco's on the field. I have to discard Iron Core of Quackamiru or reveal a dragon type in my hand, so since all my monsters are dragons, that's no problem. Now you're probably thinking, isn't 2 going to lock down the deck because I rely on special summon? No, it doesn't. I've got many ways to get around that. I play Quackamiru and tribute for my lights and darks and everything, or I do my special summons, then summon Quackamiru. That way I've got my cards and that out in the field, so it's not too bad. But anyway, it's a 19 attack beat stick, pretty good for any dragon deck that wants to play competitively and do well against the meta decks and everything like that. Next we've got 1 Vanguard of the Dragon. Yep, Vanguard's back in the deck because I realised basically I don't have to use this effect for Blue Eyes all the time. I mean, it's quite rare I use the secondary effect to resurrect a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the graveyard, but its first effect of discarding dragons from the hand to the grave is really useful, and it helps out if I get any totems or white stones in the deck, or in my hand, sorry, and I can't use things like Future Fusion or whatever to send them to the grave. So I don't have to use it for Blue Eyes, but it's a good option to have just in case, so I was a bit of a numpty for taking that out. Hi guys, sorry about that interruption there, that was just my dad coming in to tell me something important. Anyway, finished off with Vanguard of the Dragon. Next we've got 2 Delta Flyer. This is my main way of synchroing and exceeding because it's really a useful little card. It increases other monsters' levels by 1, so synchroing into level 7s and above, pretty easy, and exceeding into level 3s and above, pretty easy as well. So I would say this is a kind of staple tuner for most dragon decks, I would say, but obviously it's player preference, not everybody has to use it. First big change of the deck, 2 Masked Dragons. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell, you keep saying you don't want to run 2, you know, you'd rather run 3. Now, I have said that, but there in the past month or so with testing and dueling and everything, or in the past couple of months at least, there's been a few times where in my hand I've had 2 Masked Dragons, and that's never good because obviously you want the Masked Dragons to be in the deck where they're best suited to start the engine and everything, and having 2 means you have to wait a couple of turns to use them. So I've gone down to 2, so it means I've still got, I mean, my main engine of the deck is the Whitestone of Legend to add obviously Blue Eyes to hand, and this is the second engine to search out any dragons I need. So 2 is more than adequate, I feel. I've still got the Masked Dragons to search out anything I need, basically, and very rare you get 2 in the hand when you've got just 2 in the deck and everything, so, and I've still got, you know, enough to search out anything I need. Next, 1 Exploder Dragon. This is just as a nasty little surprise for your opponent's monsters to run over, or something to search out onto the field to make your opponent cautious of running into it, because it destroys the monster that attacks it, basically. Now, granted, it might not get its effect as much because it could be blown up before it gets its effect or whatever, or the opponent might find a way around the effect and everything, but I think it's a cool card. I've always really liked it. I've always wanted to run it in the deck, and I took the 3rd Masked Dragon out for it, so yeah. It's pretty searchable, and, you know, a pretty good little card, as I said, just a nasty little surprise for the opponent. Next big change, I've gone down to 2 Totem Dragon. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm no longer running Lightning Darkness Dragon. Now you're probably thinking, what the heck? You know, she was a very good card, and I agree, she is a very, very good card, but 1 copy wasn't really helping out the deck. I was getting locked down far too much, and the opponent was just getting round, especially with all the effects and cards in today and combos in today's meta format and everything, and probably going to happen with the next meta format. Light and Darkness Dragon, just 1 copy, doesn't seem to work in the deck anymore because, as I said, with all the combos and everything now, people can get her down just enough to run a whore over. And of course I had a resurrection ability, but most of the time what I wanted to resurrect wasn't in the graveyard, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I think Light and Darkness Dragon would have been better if I used maybe 2 or more copies, but unfortunately I don't have room for Light and Darkness. So I've got Quackaimeru instead, which is probably a bit more versatile because it's a level 4. As I said, it's a level 4, so I can summon it out immediately. It only stops Light and Darkness special summons, so it locks down the opponent. It can lock down the opponent. It can hurt me a little bit, but not too bad. But Light and Darkness Dragon was hurting me far more than it was the opponent, so yeah. But anyway, so just 2 Totem Dragon, just to resurrect if I need to summon out Blue Eyes, because Blue Eyes, it's my main tribute out for Blue Eyes, but I also use Blue Eyes to special summon a lot as well, so a bit of balance there. And I was thinking really hard about the monster count, and I was thinking, you know, what's the best number of copies of monsters normally, mostly? Normally it's 2, sometimes a card's so good you can use 3 copies of a monster, such as the Whitestone of Legend, 3 Blue Eyes, because I believe that to be a family. But there have been a couple of times where I've had 3 totems in the grave and I was like, I really wish that 3rd totem had been something else that I could resurrect or whatever. So I think 2 is more inadequate. It gets out 2 of the blue eyes and the 3rd one could be special summoned, I don't know, any way I wanted to, so yeah. So, and I've also, if you don't know if you've noticed as well, but I've also gone down to 18 monsters, and that was necessary to make room for other important cards that were in the spell and trap card zone, which is now what we're going to go on to. First off is Polymerization, the good old-fashioned way to fusion summon. People say I should run Dragon's Mirror instead, but I don't like Dragon's Mirror. I don't like remove from play cards, period, anymore. And besides, this is the way Kaiba did it, so I'm sticking with that. It's a much more fun way, really. Staples now, we have Dark Hole to blow up monsters on the field, Monster Reborn to resurrect, of course, Book of Moon to protect myself or my monsters, Heavy Storm, just to wipe out a lot of back row and everything. Now, I was running 3 MST, but I've gone down to 2 MST and Heavy Storm, just because Heavy Storm gets rid of more back row. Yes, there's still the risk of running into the Huge Revolution is Over or Starlight Road, but with 3 MST I wasn't hitting every card I needed to hit or hitting the wrong cards, so yeah. Anyway, as I said, I'm gone down to 2 MST now. I want to fit a 3rd MST in here, but I haven't got any room. But if you guys have got any suggestions on what I could swap out, you know, I'd appreciate it. But the one thing I won't do is increase the deck number. I can't go past the limit of 40. I don't know why, it's just me really, just being a duelist. Okay, next we have Foolish Burial. Just to send anything I need to the grave to do combos with. Send a White Stone, send a Totem Dragon, send a Blue Eyes, send a Quackameru, Alexandrite, you name it. Yeah, I am no longer running Future Fusion. Yeah, you're probably thinking, what the heck, that card was really good for the deck. Yeah, I agree it was, but I mean, I haven't taken it out because of the possibility it could be banned next format or anything. I was just beginning to not like the combo anymore. I was beginning to abuse the card, and I didn't like that because I felt like I was becoming a, well, I'm not trying to be offensive here or anything, but I felt like I was kind of becoming like a typical dragon player in the meta, and I don't like that, so it's out. I'm not using it again. If an opportunity presents itself to use it again in the future, maybe, but nah. I mean, as I said, it was good with the White Stones combo to get 3 blowers to my hand, but there was quite a few times where I ended up with most of the White Stones in my hand, so Future Fusion literally became kind of useless. And it's very easily counterable. As I said, I would play it, it would sometimes get negated quite a bit, or I was just abusing it just to use the monsters in the grave just for that, and I didn't like doing that. I like to use my monsters as much as possible if I can, because that's just the kind of person I am. Anyway, to Pot of Duality to see the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 to your hand. You can't special summon for that turn. Doesn't affect me too badly, but it's just such a useful little card that I really enjoy it. Now you're probably going to think, what the heck with this, but 3 Upstart Goblin. Yeah, I can kind of imagine what your faces are like. What the heck? Right. This was what caused all the problems in the first place, was trying to find a very good draw engine for the deck that didn't hinder the deck or was too specific conditions to activate and everything. And you know, Trade-In was a good card, but I was beginning to, again, as I said, it's a love-hate card for me. Sometimes I really like it, sometimes I don't, and it unfortunately turned out to be a hate situation again, where I would discard Blue Eyes and then I'd get certain cards I needed to fuse or whatever, and I couldn't get back Blue Eyes afterwards, so yeah. So I really needed help with a general draw card that I could use that didn't hinder me too much, that I could play in almost any situation, and Upstart Goblin seemed to fit the bill. And yes, it gives your opponent 1,000 life points, but when Blue Eyes gets out of the field, most of the time those life points will be taken away again. And besides, 1 extra draw in the duel could change the entire outcome of a duel, and it makes the deck a little bit faster. I mean, it's not as fast as I would like it to be, but it makes the deck just a little bit faster, a little bit better. And as I said, it was the best card. I mean, I did think about things like Super Rejuvenation, maybe Reckless Greed, that sort of thing, but they hinder the deck more than help it, so yeah. Upstart Goblin was probably the best choice. And just again, a big shout out to Darkness Cell 1989 for helping me with that. He was the one who really helped me sort out the draw engine of the deck, so big shout out to you, pal. Thank you so much for your help. Anyway, I better get back onto the video. Next we have 2 Forbidden Chalice. Obviously is my tech card for getting around the heavy effects in the game. The monster on the field gains 400 attack, but its effect is negated until the end phase. I can actually use this on Blue Eyes because the attack point boost happens first before the effects are negated. It's brilliant to use it on your normal monsters on Blue Eyes and everything, because there's been, as I said before, there's been a couple of times where I have summoned Blue Eyes, it gets run over by another monster that's just 100 attack points more than it, and it's frustrating to say the least. And next is a card that I decided to choose. It took a lot of time and consideration into this card, but a lot of you, my subscribers, actually suggested why don't you run a few more cards like Forbidden Lance or My Body's Shield and everything to protect your Blue Eyes from getting destroyed. And I've decided on 1 Forbidden Lance. Now some people run 2 or more, but I'm just running 1 because I've got Book of Moon, Stardust Dragon, MSTs and Heavy Storms and everything, I feel. 1 face-up monster on the field loses 800 attack, but it's unaffected by the effects of spells and trap cards until the end of the turn. Now, although I'm not happy about the attack loss, it means Blue Eyes is protected from destruction card effects, spell and trap card effects I should say, sorry, or things like deprison, remove from play, spells and traps and everything, which is brilliant because that's what my deck is quite weak against, is remove from play. And the 800 attack point, as I said, a Blue Eyes minus 800 attack isn't really good, unfortunately, but if it's to survive another turn to do its job, then it's a better card than My Body's a Shield, which was what I was considering. But paying 1500 life points to negate a destruction card, it's good in some sense, but not in another. I mean, if it was against a remove from play card, My Body is basically not very good. So Forbidden Lance was the better choice. And thank you very much to Kevin for trading me this. I've had so much trouble getting this. I really wish I hadn't traded mine off because I was such a numpty back then, but hey, oh well. Okay, onto the trap cards now finally. Obviously we have Mirror Force, my favourite trap card in the game, just to blow up stuff in the battle phase. Then we have 2 Trench Tribute to get around mass summonings and stuff. And then we have 3 Call the Haunted, resurrection cards to use, chain to Kwakameru to stop special summons, to chain with White Stone to get its effect, reuse the Totem Dragons without having to banish him with their effects, resurrect Blue Eyes if it gets sent to the grave, etc, etc. Okay, on to the extra deck now finally. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon obviously is the main way to fuse for Blue Eyes, and it's the tribute card I need for Shining Dragon. No longer running 5 God Dragon, as you know, because I'm not running Future Fusion anymore. Anyway, synchros now. We've got 1 Black Rose Dragon to destroy the entire field if needed, 1 Stardust Dragon to protect my monsters, 1 Red Daemon's Dragon just as a high attack power synchro monster to blow up defense monsters, and it's my boyfriend's favourite synchro card, so that's my little tribute to him. And then finally, my favourite synchro, Light End Dragon. She battles and your monster loses 1500 attack and defense. Ouch. For the exceeds now, we have 2 number 17 Leviathan Dragon. I was running 3, but I've gone down to 2 because 2 was the maximum I could really get out in any one duel. 1 Queen Dragoon Jin to protect my monsters from being destroyed by battle in most cases, and detaching an XYZ material from her resurrects a level 5 or higher dragon type monster from the grave. It can't attack that turn and its effects negated, but since that target's Blue Eyes, that's no problem. And then finally 1 Thunder End Dragon, just as basically a dark hole built into its effect when you detach an XYZ material. It can only be exceeded by 2 level 8 normal monsters, so if this Blue Eyes strategy unfortunately fails, I've got that as an option to overlay 2 Blue Eyes and blow up monsters on the field basically. Anyway guys, that is it. That is the Blue Eyes Dragons deck. The next tournament is in 2 days time on the 27th of 29th, sorry, my bad, of July, so I will be going to that. I will be taking my camera, but I do not know yet if I'll be taking full duel videos or just doing round summaries or whatever yet. So yeah, but fingers crossed for that. But anyway, as I said, that is the deck review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know you've really been wanting this video for quite a while, and I'm sorry it's taken so long. The deck has been a pain in the neck to edit, to say the least. But now it's finished, it's sorted, I'm quite happy with it. Hopefully we'll see it in action in a few days' time. Next video that I will be doing after the next video I'm actually going to upload before doing my tournament videos and everything will be a ban list prediction, since we're coming into August now, and I'm pretty sure you guys want to see what my thoughts and opinions are on that, so yeah. Anyway, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and we'll see you all later. Bye!